This coin is ready for a 1000% increase. The chart that we are looking at over here is a chart of ZEC, and this chart is looking extremely clean. As you guys know by now, I absolutely love to trade ranges, and the range that we see over here is so clean. Usually, I would say that you need 3 pivots for a valid range. Either 2 pivots at the top and 1 pivot at the bottom, or 2 pivots at the bottom and 1 pivot at the top. But in this case over here, we have 2 extremely clean pivots at the top and 2 extremely clean pivots at the bottom. And that is something that is definitely worth noticing. So we have pivot number 1 after the end of this impulsive structure to the downside. Then after the end of the first corrective structure, we form pivot 2. Then we form another corrective structure, pivot 3, another corrective structure for pivot 4, a beautiful range. Now that means that over here what we are looking at is the first mitigation of the range low liquidity pool, right? After that first mitigation we get a push up, okay, and now we have potentially mitigated that range low liquidity pool for the second time. So all of those unfilled orders that were resting over here, all of those stop losses that were resting over here beneath these equal lows and beneath that range low, they have now been mitigated, and smart money have had their time to use that liquidity to fill their own buy and long orders over here and their own buy and long orders over here. Okay, now what I quite like about the way that over here we don't take out this low over here is that because we had this very impulsive move to the downside, when people then see this rejection and this move to the downside over here, what happens is they see that we push beneath this key level, so they start opening up breakdown short positions over here. And what is their first day profit target? It's this low over here, right? They are telling themselves, okay, if we hit this low, I'm either going to shave profits or I'm going to move my stop loss from this high to break even, or going to tighten it to this high or this high, right? And now because we front run this low over here, right, over here, those people that open up those breakdown short positions, they don't have the time and they don't get the opportunity to get out of their position in profit or to move their stop loss to break even, which means that their stop loss that could be resting over here, or maybe even over here, is still existing. Okay, now on the higher time frame, we can see that we've seen a huge move to the downside, right? I think that's very, very clear. And after such a huge move to the downside, if you then see sideways movement, right, inside of a higher time frame liquidity pool, and there is a higher time frame liquidity pool because of all of that liquidity that was building up over here, if you see that sideways movement after such a huge downtrend, it means that the price has been reaccumulating before potential further upside or a potential reversal to the upside. And that is something that cannot be underestimated. Especially if these coins start moving sideways, everyone forgets about those coins. They start selling because it's not moving. But in the meantime, when they panic sell or they sell out of boredom because it's not moving up, what is smart money doing, you think? Exactly, they're absorbing that short and sell pressure in order to fill their own bigger buy and long orders. And that is exactly what is happening in these sideways boring accumulation ranges after such a huge downtrend. That's where smart money is accumulating their long and buy positions, and that is where dumb money is selling or shorting their current position. All right, and that is something that you have to notice over here. And that is something why I like this chart so much. And if we look at this reaccumulation phase over here and we switch to the weekly time frame, in my opinion, there's 2 important targets for ZEC. The first target being this buy sell liquidity over here, but the second target obviously this buy sell liquidity over here. And if we pump from the current price to this second target, we can see that we are looking at indeed approximately at a 1000% increase, almost a 10x from the current price. And that is why I was telling you guys that this is definitely a coin to keep your eyes on. Okay, so what I've been doing myself yesterday, I've been accumulating a spot position on ZEC with a stop loss. So this is the current position that I have running. First day profit target is this range high, and that's already a nice increasement of approximately 60%. This is where I will sell 50% of my spot back if we go there. I have an invalidation of approximately 13%, so I will not lose much if we get stopped out. And then after that range high, like I said, my second and third target are $82.80 and $216.60. And that is a potential huge increasement. So this is definitely worth the RR to me. I think this is a beautiful trade in which we have potentially confirmed that second deviation. Now, all that we have to wait for is a shift over here on the daily time frame. If we manage to shift structure over here, right, because this is the high, the brotherhood is low after this high, this low, and this high, and this low, and this high, right? If we also manage to shift structure over here on the daily time frame with a candle open and close above this high, the brotherhood is significant low, right? Then I think the reversal is confirmed and then we should expand towards the range high. Then I might even add another spot or long position over here on ZEC with the same invalidation and the same target being the range high. I think this is one of the cleanest charts out there. I think no one is talking currently about this chart, and exactly when no one is talking about these kind of charts, that's where we have to get involved.